time comes, don't postpone it. When others doubt and out, you don't condone it.
Howdy ho, howdy hey. You can see my dog in the background. Just wait. Oh, demon in the night. So there's a lot of different opinions in the fitness industry. A lot of them are stupid. Some of them are good. Most of them stupid. For example, oh, and I'm not saying this is stupid or good. I'm just stating an opinion here. I don't want to make enemies. But Dr. Mike Israetel has a pretty strong opinion on posture. As far as I'm aware, it's if you want better posture, stand up taller. If you want less slouched shoulders, slouch less. It's kind of like a just do it approach. So he's not a big fan of a lot of things you'll see personal trainers do with people, like the lying on your stomach and doing your I's, your Y's, and your T's, as they call it, you know, prone I, Y's, and T's. I also saw him saying that he would never recommend doing external rotations for the rotator cuff, which struck a note in a lot of people in the comments. You know, people love their external rotations. Me, I'm one of those people. I love my external rotations. It's the reason that I'm recovering so well from my rotator cuff injury. And I feel like it's actually the key to making sure I don't have another rotator cuff injury. That muscle is weak. It got injured. In order to keep it not weak, I'm going to specifically target it. Then there's Mark Rippatoe, right? Wi-Fi. He has pretty strong opinions on a mass of things, but probably the biggest one that stood out to me is that he thinks his opinion on power, right? So jump height, or just it's the ability to produce force in a small amount of time is what power is. He says it is primarily genetic, meaning that it cannot be trained. Primarily is the key word here. He's saying to an extent, a tiny extent it can, that if you want a 25-inch jump height, and it's just not in your genetics, it's not going to happen. I don't know how I feel about that one. Probably because I'm 5'9" and I want to dunk really bad, which means I need to be able to produce a lot of power. I don't know, maybe I got lucky. Maybe I got the right genetics. You never know. And then there's the National Academy of Sports Medicine, which is interesting. That's where I got my certified personal trainer, certification. They teach a lot of interesting stuff. Probably the best way to describe it is they treat everybody like an advanced lifter. You know, if I'm taking somebody for the first time and they haven't done anything, I'll be like, okay, we're going to start really simple. We're going to do some compound movements, squats, barbell, deadlift. And we'll keep it really, really, really simple. And if you are too tight to get under the bar for squat correctly, we'll stretch you out. If there's problems that need addressing, we'll address those problems. Where NASM teaches to treat those problems from the get-go, even if they're not problems actually. So that's kind of an interesting thing that I'm not sure how particularly I feel about. Very big on static stretching overactive muscles, strengthening underactive muscles, which that's something that Dr. Mike Israetel it calls BS, right? He's like, if someone is like slouched forward a super lot, right? They're like super slouchy. NASM would probably say they have upper crossed syndrome. I saw a video recently that said Dr. Mike Israetel's like, nope, doesn't exist. Not a thing. Upper cross syndrome is not a thing. So there's a little discussion there with posture. Now going back to Dr. Mike, not the hot Dr. Mike. JK, Dr. Mike Israetel, you are hot, okay? You are hot. Don't want to tell you you're not the hot doctor. We're going to talk about flexibility. So he, as far as I can understand, when you're talking about stability exercises, so like you're benching and you're using the really, really shaky bar, or you're doing kettlebell deadlifts, or you're doing one leg balancing while you're doing a shoulder, a shoulder press on the other side, or you're balancing on one leg while you're doing bicep curls. He basically said that has no use, no rhyme or reason for it to exist, which NASM has a lot of that stuff. It doesn't have a hypertrophic reason. It also doesn't have a strength reason. They say what it is to get those stabilizers working. So if we're talking about the shoulder, the concept would be, my baby's crying. I must hurry this up. Listen closely. We're in crunch time. I'm gonna finish this. If I'm doing a shoulder press on one leg, the concept is that it would work the stabilizers in the back of my shoulder more. Cool. I must treat my baby. Goodbye.